truth that you are a slave. Like everyone else, you were born into bondage, born into a prison for your mind.
Greetings to all of humanity. It's really a joy, my pleasure, it's my honor to always be here greeting you and bring to you this wonderful message of self-realization, whereby I'm pointing you to look inwardly to discover that your real identity is your divinity. And that is why today I want to speak to you about finances, about money, and how you can gain financial freedom when you understand the Bible psychologically or esoterically. So, as you all know, concerning Abdullah and Neville Goddard, how Abdullah was the mentor of Neville Goddard, and he taught him the psychological understanding of the Bible along with the Kabbalah. And all of this knowledge is teaching you how to create your reality consciously and how you can have financial freedom. So there are certain things that you need to know to have this financial freedom. And Neville said that Abdullah told him that he must always start with self, that everything begins with self. And so, in order for you to realize why you must start with self, is that you must know that everything is mental, everything is psychological. Everything was first a thought or first an idea. So everything was first mental. That's very, very important to understand. So if you're going to understand money or financial freedom, you have to understand mind power and how you can use your mind power to achieve your every desire. So a man's responsibility is to himself to control his time, his mind, and his money. So everything about you is your responsibility. And that is why in order for you to have financial freedom, there's certain keys I'm going to just share with you. So you have to take responsibility. So the very first thing I'm saying to you, well, first of all, I said to you that it's all about the mind. So money is all mental, it's all psychological. Okay? You must know that if you're going to gain financial freedom. Also, you must know that your responsibility is to yourself. And you must control your mind, your time, and your money. You have to use your time more wisely because everything is an investment. So that's 2 points or 2 keys I've given right there to you. Also, you must know that you've been given the keys to the kingdom because you choose to look within yourself. When you look within yourself, you realize that heaven is within you, and heaven is what you create, and hell is what you create also. So that's another key that you have to understand. That when you speak about heaven and hell, it's speaking about what you would create. When you speak about Cain and Abel, it's speaking about what you create. So you can create wealth or you can create poverty. You can create hell or you can create heaven. It's all mental. It's all psychological. So if you want to live in heavenly places in Christ, you have to change your thinking. You have to rearrange your mind and switch it on a frequency. You want to live in abundance, financial freedom. It all have to do with the transformation of your mind. So you create your heaven, because heaven is what you create. The next thing you need to do is make time your servant. Most people exchange, their time for money. But if you make time your servant, it will allow you to stop, sit, relax, and really think. Because you have time in your hand that you can meditate, you can visualize, you can do all of these things. So even if a person have just limited time and they use that time, so they be able to buy time, because when they use that to come up with different ideas and so on, it put them in different situations that will help them to be in a place whereby they can have more of their time. For example, a person could start off being an employee, okay, and then they end up becoming an employer, because they learn to utilize their time. Whether it's 5 minutes, 10 minutes, they utilize the time. Because time is supposed to be your servant, and you're the servant of time. Some people waste time on social media so much. So we have to learn to manage our time. So that's a key. The next thing we have to realize is that when we think about the Savior, when we think about the Redeemer, when we think about the Christ, which is actually our higher self, we see in all of the story in the Bible which are actually allegories. And many people have been taking allegory for history, and they've been taking personification for persons, not knowing that the Bible is a book of mind science. We see where it's showing you that when you come to your Christ self, you'll be able to solve problems. Because whenever I speak about Christ and show the works of Christ, are the miracles, it was all about solving people problem. People had problem of hunger, he solved that problem. People have hunger, problem of thirst, he solved that problem. People have problem of seeing and hearing, he solved those problems. It was all about problem solving. So you have to learn to solve problems. Just think about those who were willing to put their mind to work to give us the telephone, give us the automobile, give us the airplane and so on. Give us all of the different inventions that the world is benefiting from right now. They are problem solvers. So, when it comes to financial freedom, Abdullah was teaching Neville how he can use his mind, use his imagination to solve all of these things that I'm speaking about, to have all of these experiences. He was teaching him, as I said before, from the very start, how he must be responsible for his mind, his time, and his money, when he teach him how to use his imagination. And he teach him how he can live or create heaven right here on earth. Because heaven is what you create. He also taught him how to make time his servant, by teaching him how to use his time wisely to create his reality consciously. Then he also taught him how to solve problem, because that was a problem he was solving there, because it was a time of a Great Depression and he had no work and he had no money. And he wanted to travel to Barbados. And so he solved his own problem, because that problem he was facing was a financial problem he was facing. And Abdullah taught him how to face that financial problem. And see how people do things on his behalf. Teaching him how we are all connected. There's only one universal consciousness. The next thing that Abdullah taught Neville was that money is spiritual. And all of that was a part of his financial freedom. Because it's financial freedom we're speaking about. Money is spiritual. You have to know that everything that is matter, it was spirit. Transmute to matter. Because energy cannot be created or destroyed, but it can be transmuted. Can be transformed into form. So the formless can be transformed into form. Because there's a visible world and an invisible world, and we tap into the invisible world and express it in the visible world. So from eternity into time. So all these values and keys Abdullah taught Neville, and I'm saying to you, you need to use these principles in your life for financial freedom. Total financial freedom. So money is spiritual. So do not have the wrong concept of money. Even the Bible tells that money answers all things. But you have to learn to love yourself more than you love money. That's the very first thing you have to know. Yourself. Self first. You're responsible. Love yourself. Embrace yourself. Because why? Money is energy. You need to always know that. And you are a mass of energy. So you are money. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. You see? Imagination creates reality. Thoughts become things. We become what we think about. So use your time, your mind, and your money. Use them wisely, manage them wisely, be responsible. Because money is energy. And once you do these things that I'm saying to you, that Abdullah would have taught Neville Goddard, you'll have financial freedom. Never forget that it is very important that you learn to pay yourself first. As one who grew up in, like church and so on, and I used to pay my tithes and my offering, I come to realize that when I used to take out my money first and pay tithes to some church or some pastor, I was giving value to them more than myself. I was believing in them more than I believe in myself. When you come to believe in yourself, you know the tithe belongs to you. You pay yourself first. As a way of saying gratitude, you give thanks that you have this life, you have this perception, you're here having this human experience, and you wanna live the best version of yourself. You want to be one that is expanding and bringing forth. So my brother and my sisters, each and every one of us, we need this kind of financial freedom. And all of these lectures and messages that have been taught by Neville Goddard and many others is to bring us to a place of financial freedom, economic freedom, because we need to free ourselves and live in this world as free men and women, learning to create our reality consciously, learning what is alchemy. It's our responsibility to control our time, our mind, and our money. Because if you do not control your mind, someone will control your mind for you. So Abdullah taught Neville Goddard all of these principles to work with, and I'm sharing all of these principles with you. To say to you, you can be whatever you want to be. Your words will never return unto you void, but you must accomplish that which you send it to and prosper anything where to you send it. You are the power. You have the power. Use the power. You are God in flesh. G is generator. You are the creator. You generate everything in your life. The O, operator. You the operant power. You have to operate the power that is within you. And D is destroyer. You have to destroy the things that are not benefiting you. Destroy them. Get rid of them out of your life. And be a true alchemist. creating your reality how you want it to be. Okay, so this was really the basis of everything that Abdullah was teaching Neville Goddard when it comes to the law. Total financial freedom when it comes to the law. Okay, and the lies just help us to ease the blows. Okay, but the promise is something different. Okay, when you come into more self-realization, which I wouldn't go into at this time. But I'm saying to you, use this information and create financial freedom. Use your power to achieve your every desire. So with that being said, my brother, my sister, I want to thank you very much. I want to say to you, it is the very first time that you're listening to me, and what I'm saying, it makes sense to you. It's really resonating with you. If you haven't subscribed already, I encourage you to subscribe, to like, to comment, and to share this video. Also, if you like to follow me on Instagram, you can follow me on Instagram at Black Mad Guru. And if you haven't checked out my Patreon, I will encourage you to check out my Patreon. I have some very good information and my Patreon for you. And also I have a course for those who are donating a little bit more. It's called the Inner Sun Science and Technology to Create Your Reality Consciously. The Inner Sun Engineering to Create Your Reality Consciously. Do you know that the sun is always in purpose? I want to show you how to align yourself to be in your purpose, to operate in your purpose, just like the sun, to be in connection with the sun and to shine like the sun. Let your light so shine before the world, and they may behold, they would see. Good words, you will bring forth a certain kind of life. And let it be now. Do it. Greatest investment you ever make in your life. So check out these things that I'm offering to you. Also, if you would like to donate to this work, we have a PayPal and the link is down below. You can all the time feel free to check it out, and always do things as you feel led to. I believe that you must always follow your gut feeling. Only do things if you feel led to do it, strongly led to do it. Okay, so with that being said, my brother, my sisters, I want to say peace, love you all, I'm out.